When I got this coffee table, it was headed for the landfill. And I mean that. It was sitting out on the curb, and thankfully my neighbor gave me a heads up, and she knew I could do something with it. I had it for a little while before I decided what I was going to do with it. I love the detail of the wood grain of the veneer on the top, so I knew I really wanted to strip that down. There wasn't a ton of damage to this coffee table. It was just something somebody was throwing away. So I started off by painting on clean stripper, letting it set for about 20 minutes before scraping it off with a metal scraper. So that's all the gunk and goo on that plate. And then I used some soapy water and some synthetic steel wool, which is basically like a scouring pad, and a wire brush to get everything else scraped off. I let it dry for a few hours before busting out my orbital sander. Not gonna lie, I was a little nervous sanding this top because I did not want to blow through the veneer, because just look at that detail. It's great. Then I had to hand sand the edges. But after all of that, revealing this stunning wood grain was totally worth it. Then I flipped it over and I was going to take the base off. I unscrewed it and then realized that it was glued on and said, you know what, I'm just going to rescrew it. Don't want to risk any damage. I'll paint it another way. Then I cleaned up the base and wiped off the top before paint washing the top. So it's 1 part paint, about 6 parts water. You brush it on, you wipe it back. I did 2 coats of this, and this helps the wood grain from turning like orangey or yellow, and when you add like a stain wash and finish over top. And then the base, I used a black chalk paint. I love doing this combo of the natural wood top and the black chalk paint. Here is a reminder of what it looked like before when I saved it from the curb. Here it is as the finished product. I love how this turned out. The contrast, it's beautiful. What do you think?